All right, so these beautiful necklaces that I have here are no ordinary necklaces. So hang on, don't swipe. You guys, these are really cool, especially if you are starting to learn that we have been deceived and you're starting to realize that we are actually connected to the earth. Inside our body, we have all of these chemicals and minerals and salts, just like the earth does. Just like the animals do. We're all carbon-based life. Everything alive. And that's science. So these amazing rocks, they're not rocks. Not just any ordinary rock, okay? And they're also not crystals. These are minerals. And they're so cool. For one thing, they have almost every mineral found on this earth is inside of these. That's one thing. That's amazing. Now, the second thing that's amazing is you can take these things, you can ground them up, you can put them in water, okay? You can use it to purify water. You can ingest this stuff. Now, mind you, I am not a doctor, so I am not telling you to do any of this, all right? This is for the video. I am not suggesting that this is going to cure any of your diseases. This is my opinion, okay? So I'll put that out there right now. However, I highly recommend doing some research on your own about shungite. And then when you do that and you come to the conclusion that I have come to about this amazing mineral, come back to me, all right? And you're always going to find me at my website, withthesun33.com. I get removed from social media platforms so often, especially TikTok. But I sell these on my website. They're $10 a piece for the whole thing, the necklace and the stone. And the idea of them is, what you do is, so black shungite, if you're understanding now, like I said, that we're connected and we have a chakra system, right? We have a root chakra, goes all the way up to your pineal gland, okay? Now, we have an oil secretion in our brain that happens and it drips down our spine and hits our feet and transmutes and turns into a gas and goes back up through. If you are understanding this, if you're at this point now with your information, that you're at that level and you are well aware that this is a thing that actually is going on, okay? Now, and you're not yet into the minerals and the crystals, and let me explain it a little bit, because I wasn't either until, but the more research you do, the more you realize, like, we are all part of this thing, this living thing we call Earth. It's all alive. And if we can vibrate together, and I mean match our vibration, because as a living thing, everything vibrates, okay? Color is vibrating. That's why it is color. Now, if we can all get to this same vibration, in my opinion, and match the earth and the other animals that are probably already there, then we will, probably something miraculous will happen, in my opinion. But, are we going to get there? I mean, I hope so. I really do. I pray every day that we do. But not only do I pray, I hit the streets. I'm a recovery coach. I work on helping people get out of that. Stuck. Because that's a lot of times what drug addiction is. You're stuck. You're stuck. And you know where you're stuck? In a really shitty-ass vibration. That's where you're stuck. And you don't know it until you're not in it anymore. But it's really unfortunate, but that's what it is. I help people try and figure that out. And then for free, I talk for hours and hours and hours on videos. And then they get removed by TikTok like that. 2 seconds, gone. 100,000, 200,000 followers, gone, like nothing. It is what it is. But you know what's funny about it? I just started social media only last year. So if TikTok thinks that they're gonna stop me by deleting my account, they got news. They got other news coming, I'm telling you. Because what I'm trying to do is, first of all, if you're interested in this information, go to my website and find other information there. There's tons of information on there for free. There's a book on there that I just published, and it's super cheap, and it teaches everything about where religion came from, where these ideas came from, okay? Because they came from somewhere. Religion didn't come from nowhere. Christianity is not old, all right? There was many religions before Christianity. Christianity, Buddhism, Judaism, Hinduism. And what you realize is it goes all the way, it goes back to Hinduism and then far beyond that, because they believed in pantheons of gods, just so many gods. Now, even the Roman Empire had its different beliefs, you know. The Roman Empire was Mithraism and Sol Invictus. Sol Invictus, Sol in Latin means the sun. Invictus, the sun is victorious. That's what that whole religion was, because their god was the sun. Okay, same with Mithra. Their god was a sun god. Same with Egypt. Their god was a sun god, Horus. He was the sun, which is why we have words like horizon, because they would watch Horus rising in the morning. Horizon is where we get the word from, okay? Now, they would watch Horus go walk across the 12 celestial, the 12 zodiacal signs, and they called it hours, because Horus, that's where you get the word hours from. Horus would walk across the sky in 12 steps, okay? The 12 constellations, 12 apostles, 12 tribes of Dan, the 12 labors of Hercules, the 12 breast gems on the breastplate of a high priest. That there's always going to be 12, because it's the 12 zodiacal signs. You know, it goes back to that when we're talking about Bible and things of that nature. But, you know, I could sit here with you for hours and talk to you about just Genesis. Okay, so it's like we have just so much stuff we've been betrayed. And the best thing that we can do is not take anyone's word for it. Don't take my word for it. Do the research, and then come back to me, and then we can have a conversation, okay? That's why it's funny when you're talking to people that believe we're spinning on a ball, because they throw the most ridiculous arguments at you. Like Copernicus and Galileo. Oh, Copernicus. Dude, I don't give a damn about Copernicus, about a man that no one can verify was even ever a man in the first place. Okay? I don't care about that. I could name you about, I mean, let's see. There's Tycho Brahe. He was an astronomer back in the day, same time period. You didn't hear about him, though, at all. But they did name a crater on the moon after him, so he must be relevant to some pretty important people. Just not us, because we didn't learn about him. What we do learn, though, is that Tycho Brahe wouldn't agree with all of the bullshit, because he didn't believe that we were spinning. He believed we were on a flat surface. He did have an assistant, though. Johannes Kepler. He made a really good name for himself, because, you know, he decided that we're on a spinning ball and all of this, and they went with all his information. Even though when you read about Tycho Brahe, back in the day, all of the rich people used him, and only him, for all of their maps of the sky and all of it, because that's how they traveled back then. They used the sky to tell them where they were going, okay? Traveling back then was done by the sky, all right? It was also done by the sun. That's what you got to understand. The ancient people used the sky for a lot of things, because they knew that it was the same constellations all the time, and they just slowly revolve around us. So they were actually able to literally guide themselves certain directions doing it, all right? Understanding what north and south was, like they got it. You know, so when people argue with me about names, oh, it's proof, oh, Galileo, oh, Copernicus, that's what's going on in my head, It's just rattling back and forth because it's like, bro, I get it. You read a lot about 2 people. Yeah, I know. I did too. But did you read about any of the other people? Because you're only reading about one side. You're only trusting one side. You're not listening to the other side. How are you gonna get anything if you will only listen to one side? If that's the way you want to be, if you only want to hear one side of a story, then okay, cool. I mean, that's pretty crazy to me, you know, not in a bad way. Just, I mean, crazy was a bad word, maybe. That's interesting, you know, interesting. Because I mean, myself, personally, I like to, when I hear a story, I want to hear both sides of it. I don't want to hear just the one crammed down my throat, because that's usually not the right one. That's usually the bullshit one. I mean, but I'm not a genius. I mean, that's just what I think. It's pretty normal stuff, I think, you know? So if you want to actually learn about anything that I may have been talking about just now, and so much information, you know, I got a huge, just this binder right here is completely filled with photos that I have of all of this, like all tons of Egyptian symbolism, so much stuff in there, because I just drive it around with me, because I'm a recovery coach. People like to learn, so I sit down with them all day. They'll ask me questions if they want. I'll sit them down and be like, oh yeah, look at this is this, teach them how to read all the old petroglyphs, and because the stuff is cool, because that's what people also, I believe, in my opinion, need to really understand, is that all the symbols we see today, you know, the cars and all, just everything, a symbol. Think about, if you don't know really what I mean by a symbol, think about an emoji. That's a symbol, all right? Emojis are new age symbols. So a symbol, you know, is just a symbol. Bang, a smiley face, whatever. If you learn what symbols mean, because they have meanings, and the people in control of the world use these symbols, they put them in our face to show us, so that we have the choice to participate in their fake reality or step outside of it. It's just the way it is. Because they believe in karma, because they have a different philosophy on life and death, because they're in elite clubs, and they do a lot of research, you know? They're not stupid people. That's another thing. These people, like, you get, like, truthers out there that, oh, look at these Satan worshipers, blah. First of all, they're not even worshiping Satan. You have no idea. These people are so far away from correct concepts. They're so far away. Satan is not real in the first place. He doesn't exist. So if you think these people are worshiping Satan, you're not even correct. They're certainly doing some creepy shit and worshiping things. But it ain't a guy named Satan. Okay? It's that simple. And you learn that when you open up a book and you spend 6 years reading them, which is what I have been doing for 6 years. And you know what? It sucks that I haven't been doing it for longer. That's the most disappointing part. I wish I could say I've been doing this for 20 years, and I can't wait until I can. I can't wait until I can say, listen, I've been doing this for 40 years, so I know what I'm talking about. Because maybe 6 years isn't enough for some people to believe me, and I'm not even asking you to believe me. I'm asking you to go do your own research, you know? So, I don't know. If this video gets removed, it's pretty incredible, because how much more can I possibly say? It's my opinion. Do your own research. Don't trust me. If you want to read my work, you can go to my website. I love you, all of you. I just want the best for us.